This is it, folks. This is it. Our last show in 2019. Yes, it's over. Call it a year. 2019's in the books. That'll be today. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Love to have you get involved in the show. You can always text me at 706-889-9700 or email us. Where is that information? Oh, what the hell, McFly? I mean, you know, my New Year's resolution is not to get worked up. That's when not to use bad words. I'm going to try move away from some of the bad words. So I guess we better get them all now. I mean, I wanted to show you how to get in touch with the show, but it's not working. Anyhow, I can't wait for this 2 hours. Tonight, now I asked a question, okay? Let me ask the question. 706-889-9700. Find us on our Facebook page, Fetch Your News, FYN TV, Instagram, Twitter, all the above. But the question I ask, and this is a big one. Do you stay up at midnight and ring in the new year? Do you? Or do you, okay? Or do you go to bed and just wake up in the morning and said, hey, 2020, here I am to meet the world. Now, I, for one, wouldn't mind going to bed at 8:30. Done and over with. It's New Year's Eve. It'll be here tomorrow. But there will be all of the... Now, my mom and dad did not allow us out on New Year's Eve when we were teenagers. Yep. All the drunks were out. So I just saying. I mean, you know, our friends had New Year's Eve parties. We were not allowed to go. Just stay home. Watch Dick Clark rock in the new year. Now I guess the kids are watching Ryan Seacrest with all, you know, so whatever. So tonight, do you stay up to midnight or do you just go on to bed? I see no need to stay up. Now, one thing is, I have never, okay, I have been in crowds, okay, but I don't like uncontrolled crowds. What I mean by that, stadiums where there's exit plans, where there's, you know, in and out, stairwells, whatever. Okay, I get it, but no organized plan of evacuation. I'm sorry. And somebody pushing on me, and I have no room at all. It's not something I enjoy. So there will be all the 2020. Won't those make great glasses? That's the big thing every year. What the hell was that? I mean, is today the day we're going to do experiments over there, see what works, don't work? This is a great staff here, by the way. No, they are. They're a great staff. Sometimes the program doesn't work like it should, but every year the big question is, how will they make the glasses? Right? I mean, are you not all worried and wondering every year, how will they make those goofy glasses for New Year's Eve? Like, how did they get 2019 into glasses where, you know, 2020 is going to be easy, right? 2020 vision, 2020 Trump, 2020 glasses. It's going to be easy tonight, man. I mean, it's easy. So and I'm searching on the internet, where are the 2020 Trump glasses for tonight? Wouldn't that be neat to go to Times Square and see some 2020 Trump glasses on there? Anyhow, that being said, no, I have zero interest in gay people laughing it up and drinking. That's over on CNN. Hey, damn it. I mean, what the hell? Why is that my fault? Now, you know the two fairies. I mean, not fairies. I didn't mean that. I did not mean that. You know the two Gay guys. I did not mean fairies. Fairies wear boots. I'm sorry. But anyhow, Black Sabbath said it. I didn't. So you know the two gay guys over there, because Kathy Griffin, she got the axe, a couple years ago. But Anderson Cooper and the other gay guy over there, they're going to be yucking it up, drinking, getting tipsy, and, listening to music. I don't need to rock in the New Year's with these wacko people. And then I'm telling you, man, it's not an enjoyable time to watch this crystal ball drop in New York City. I love the New Year thing. The whole New Year thing, I love it. But you're crashed in there, and it's like you got to get there early. Like, people are going to be getting to Times Square like around 1 o'clock today. No joke. There's going to be people. If you see people on the camera, they're the ones that got there at 1 o'clock, and they haven't used the bathroom. Why am I bringing up they haven't? They haven't used the bathroom in like 16 hours, and they cannot get anywhere to go. I mean, there's no hold your spot so I can run in this restaurant and use the restroom. All right, enough of that, right? Who wants to hear that all morning? I mean, we could go right to maybe the story of the year. All right? The story of the year, right? Which is the story of the year for you? Number 31. These two queers have a baby. Why am I the damn bad guy? Isn't that LGBTQ? Isn't Q queer? All right? Isn't LGBT trans? Gay? So if I said gay queers had a baby, where the hell am I wrong? This is whacked out, folks. This is messed up. Messed up. Messed up. Is that the story of the year? Queers have a kid? Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Or what about this one? All right, we'll go over. We got a lot to go over. But I was looking around and I was wondering, why is this woman still a senator, number 13? I mean, she's rocking in the new year at 86 years old. Dianne Feinstein for California, 86 years old. Holy mackerel. Wow. You know what? I don't want to. Now, wait a minute. No. I understand. There's people, they're 90s, 100. Very lucid, is that what it's called? They got it together. They're on top of it. But when you have a senator that's 86 years old, are you not wondering who really is the senator in that office? Like, who's the actual senator and she's just the figure? Wow. In 2019, right? We're thinking about 2019. I mean, you've all heard the expression of sleep your way to the top, right? You've heard that expression. Haven't you heard that before? I mean, number 11. This is one time that, Kamala Harris couldn't sleep her way to the top. She dropped out of the presidential race. I mean, she could not convince anybody that she's African American. She couldn't convince anybody she was the sister in the race. I mean, she went after Brett Kavanaugh this past, was it this past year or 18? When was that? I don't know. Seems like it was just yesterday. And then she was running for president of the United States, and she had to end her campaign. I mean, 2019 in the rearview mirror. She was a candidate for the highest office in the land. But this is one she could not sleep her way to the top. I know. People like, really, today? You got to start with that? Today? How about this? We'll look at this in just a minute because I want to talk about this. Number 1, 2019. I mean, this is where we're at. All right? Almost half, 47% of all unsheltered homeless people in the United States are found in California, about 4 times as high as their share of the overall United States population. 47% found in California. You would think old googly eyes Schiff would be concerned about that. Why do we have homeless people? I mean, I always wondered that. I'm serious. Don't take that wrong. Why do we have somebody that doesn't have shelter at night? I don't know. It's 2020. You would think with those 8 years of that amazing black American president and all their liberal policies, you would think of all places. Now, let me just say this, right? You would think with Gavin Newsom, you would think with California Moonbeam, the socialist movement out there, you would think that was Jerry Brown, right? You would think even with Arnold, here's liberal policies. You would think with Barack Obama and Dianne Feinstein and senators like that, you would think that they would shovel so much money, all right, not SH asterisk asterisk, which is true, but they would shovel so much money not into their pockets, because Democrats are always going to help, the lowest run of the ladder, okay? They're going to help you with your health care. They're going to help you with savings on prescriptions. They're going to help the middle class of America. They're going to help you get a job. They're going to build government houses for workers. I mean, they got it, boom, boom, boom. But you would think of all states, California. Hillary went out there, she raked in the millions of bucks to run for office. Barack raked in the money and then big fundraisers. They rake it in. Barack was their hero. He was one of the most admired men all through the decade, right? The last place you would think that has 47% homeless, or wouldn't you think with all the social policies with the left that California would be a beacon of light for socialism across the country? Don't you think if California, with everything they have had the opportunity to do, being the first in the country really maybe to be the most socialist state, okay, wouldn't you think that they would be able to by now convince you and I in Georgia and red states that this is the way to go? They missed that somewhere. Maybe these crooks out there lined their own pockets and left 47% of America's homeless, unsheltered homeless out on the streets. All right? While the queers walked over them. I'm sorry, damn it, San Francisco. So a homeless guy is sleeping, he's crapping in the streets, and a gay guy walks down the street, steps over him. Oh, that's not a joke. It's happening. Where the hell am I going with that? So anyhow, you would just think that. I mean, I don't know. I get at a loss when I see stuff like that. And it's 2019. Why do we have homeless? Let's talk about that in a minute. How about this one here? Number 14. Now, we're going to get all the way around 2019. We're going to talk about Jack Wilson. Does your church have a well-trained security team? I told you this yesterday. I love when I come and tell you things and then all of a sudden I see them in interviews. I told you this yesterday. I am going to this is an eye-opener for churchgoers. Now, wait a minute. Not just gun owners, churchgoers. What about these gun-free zones at school? Now, I don't know that I want to come on the air and advocate that everybody's wheeling a big iron on their hip. I don't know about that. That's not what I'm trying to solve today. But maybe it's some of these school shootings. If we didn't have a piece of garbage coward of Broward County laying in the bushes, afraid to go into school and do his job, okay? Or two, a teacher could have opened her desk drawer, his or her, and said, bang, bang. Maxwell's silver hammer just came down upon your head. Beatles, baby. Was it bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon his head? I don't know. What's the lyric? Maybe if that happened, we wouldn't have those little weird kids going all over the, country doing a Nazi salute saying we need to take all your guns. Remember all those weird kids down there at Parkland? Sorry. Okay? Just bottom line. Maybe if somebody could have pulled out a gun and said, bam, you wouldn't have had all those kids killed. Maybe. So maybe we need to look at it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Here's one I like. And I like when they tell you this, but they don't tell you the truth. Now, I got most of it here. California, A new law in California. The great thing about your new year in 2020 is your state, no matter where you're at, a lot of new laws go into effect. And you know when most dumbass Americans, I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. But I'm telling you, pay a little attention. Why don't one of your New Year's resolutions be to pay just half-ass attention? I mean, you don't have to whole-ass it, just half-ass attention to what's going on in your neighborhood. I'm serious. Maybe just a little. You know when most people find out there's a new law? When they break it. Right? Or they find out when they, we try to tell you. All right, I'm not going to get out of hand here, but January, you need to think about it. January, all of the state legislation, boom, the legislators go back. Georgia, we're going to the gold dome. They're going to start entering these bills. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to come on and tell you about it. We're going to tell you Charlie Paris and his commission over here at Gilmer want to raise your taxes. We're going to tell you the state wants new fees. We're going to tell you that. And you're not going to listen. Then you're going to go up to your local little courthouse and say, I'd like to get my new permit for this. It's $82.50, sir. $82.50? It was only $26 last year. Well, a new law went into effect. That's when you find out. When are you going to have enough, America? When is enough going to be enough? When are you going to quit giving the extra $10? When are you going to quit giving the penny? They always say it's just a penny. Damn it. Do you realize sometimes these pennies are like $1 million a year that they suck out of the economy? Oh, these elected on the local level, they love pulling that money out of your pocket. So let me get back to this. Now, suspending kids. Now we know almost every county and every municipality in the United States, township, city, it's a national crisis. Now you remember the crisis of the impeachment? Oh my God, it's national security crisis. Hell no. When will we start figuring out and identify the crisis in America and not this sensationalized bull SH asterisk asterisk? When? The crisis in America, guess what? You can't find school bus drivers. Well, that's not a crisis. Yes, it is. All over the United States. Why? Because they don't want to drive your little angels to school. Sorry. Why? Because if they go and report your little angels, nobody does anything about it. Why? Because if you suspend those little angels and send them home, right, then the school does not get the money. And it's always the money. Look at the money. We're out of hand in this country where our kids are concerned in schools and administrations. We need to take back our schools. I'm telling you now, it's getting up to here with this bull crap. Okay, you've got these companies, big damn companies, and all they do is superintendent searches, right? Pickens County's just voted. All right, they just sacked. That's what they say over in the UK, right? Sack, get fired. They just sacked Dr. Carlton Wilson down there. Superintendent of schools. I know why. You know why. We know why. Why they did it, right? They sacked the guy. Good guy. Gun-toting guy. All right? Teaches Second Amendment courses all the time. Gun safety courses. Teach them. Great guy. Just sacked him. You know what? We'll get into the LGBTQ bathrooms in that school system. So they sack him. What do? They vote to put out a search. There's a company that does a search for you to get you the right liberal lockstep with Atlanta superintendent of school. So it completely takes the low. Then what they do is they come in and they pretend like they're part of the community. Don't get me started. Here's what's happening. California, a new law in California will impact schools across the state. The law says that it's illegal for public schools to suspend students in 1st through 5th grade who intentionally defy teachers or administrators. So if I'm in the 4th grade, I can tell a teacher to kiss my ass. I'm just saying. Why? Hey, you can get mad at me all day. I can say, go to hell. Little Johnny, little Billy, where's your homework? Kiss my ass, teacher. My dog ate my homework. You want to smell my homework? Because I picked it up on the other end. What the hell? Now, I know I'm saying some things, but you know what? Really? Who intentionally defy teachers or administrators? The law will take effect in 2020. There you go. Welcome, California. Another set of socialist kids. Oh, the government. Oh, the little Billy. He's so cute when he tells me. You know, can you hear parent-teacher conference? So here's parent-teacher conference. Let's go to third grade, okay? That's when you start getting, third, fourth, and fifth, you little smart asses. I'm sorry. I know. I keep apologizing, but I'm on a roll. So anyhow, here's the parent-teacher conference. Mom and dad there, teachers there. Okay, well, little Billy is not doing too well in math. And when I asked him about math, he says, kiss my ass. And although that's cute, and little Billy's cute, and he makes the cutest little face when he tells me to kiss my ass, but Billy's not doing real well in math. And then Mom says to Dad, well, what do you think? I don't know, kiss my ass. Oh, that's where little Billy got it from. Sorry, we're going to get off this. Now, let me say this. You can't suspend. You know why you can't suspend? Okay? You know why? Georgia, look it up. Go to your local school system and find out how many kids actually get suspended. Not in-school suspension. That is nothing. In-school suspension, they get to see all their friends. Nothing. There's nothing there to in-school suspension. Do you know why they have in-school suspension and don't send the damn kids home anymore? Money. They brag. The federal government, you get so much money for attendance level. Okay? State, money. So they're not going to suspend these little brats. This period's all money. So that way their attendance level. Hey, your attendance level is going to be perfect here, right? Anyhow, I don't know what I got started on this morning. Number 21, Jerry Jones. He fired his coach yesterday. Jerry fired his coach. The whole damn staff, right? My understanding, Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys coach, is interviewing number 20 today for the head job. That's what I hear. That's Jack Wilson, the guy that got the church shooter. He's the head of that security. I hear he's interviewing for the head coaching job for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm your host, BKP. I'm having so much damn fun on the last day of the year. Let's take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Better days ahead. Days Chevy in Jasper makes the holidays bright. And during the 2019 model year end clearance sale, the savings are huge. Like over $11,000 off 2019 Silverado crew cabs, or more than $6,500 off 2019 Chevy Colorados. 'Tis the season of giving, and we're giving you thousands off every Chevy during the 2019 model year end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, there's a couple things to talk about this morning. There's multiple things. There'll be shows all day long, the top actors of 2019, the top actresses of 2019, the top gay people of 2019. I'm not joking. I mean, every one of those channels who came out in 2019, I mean, you will be able, if you're a couch potato, I actually have work to do this afternoon, but if you're a potato out there, and I've been a couch potato, all right, so I'm not trying to offend. I offend every damn body. Couch potatoes, no matter what. I can't get along with anybody. But yeah, you know, if you're out there and you're flipping through the channels, it's a lazy day. I get it. Holiday, Christmas is over. It's, you know, this is that chance to have, you know, that meaningless day. I'm sorry, you know, you're not going back to work till after the 1st, and this might be the lay around the day pajamas, and you found everything on TV, you know. But there's a decade and there's a world out there. And, you know, I'm not a globalist, but I believe we're Americans that live in a world, okay? A big, well, hell, now I'm going to offend the flat earthers. I mean, the big round ball. All right, or the big flat cracker, whatever you want to call it. They're out there, okay? And in 2020, we're gonna go with the 2019 decade behind us, and 8 of those years, 8 of the years have been spent, or yes, 7.5. with Barack Hussein Obama. Now, you could look at Ferguson and see what happened, Missouri. You could look at New York. You could look at Baltimore, Freddie Gray. You could look at everything the President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, did, along with Democrats, to try to and succeed in sowing division. Finally got that in this country between, you know, it's okay to be black. It's okay. If you got up this morning and you said, well, hell, I'm black, it's okay, man. It's okay to be Asian. You got up this morning and said, well, hell, that's Southern Asian. It's okay. You got up and you're Hispanic, Latino, Latina, whatever the hell, and you said, senor. I know that was racist, right? But you go, well, hell, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be American. It's okay. It's also okay to be white. It's okay. But we have people in this country that made sure in this decade. Now, have we had problems with racism from the inception of this country? Absolutely. We've had problems. Anti-Semitic? Absolutely. Okay. But everything that happened in the last decade was manufactured to sow division between us. I told you before, growing up, I didn't know. Now, I'm not going to say, well, you didn't grow up in Mississippi. Okay, I get it. But I didn't realize we had these problems until Barack let me know. I'm not going to get stuck there. I'm going to say the decade that went past us. Let me look at give me number 29. Let's just say imperialism. We hear that. Okay. Okay, leave it alone. It'll come back. Is it back? All right. When you do, give me number 29. Now, let me get to it. I'll get to it in a second here, folks. Let me get there. Okay. Trying to find my article. I have a lot of them up this morning. There we go. Let's see. All right, now, let's see, here it is. All right, can you get me number 29 now? All right. That's not number 29. That's not 29. I understand you got our online tech department. We have viewers that tell us immediately if something's going on. Okay? But that's not 29. So, while I'm waiting for 29, oh, there's two 29s. Give me the second 29. Not Epstein. I understand I caused this confusion. There's a 29 that looks like an island. There's a 29 that has a headline from an article. I just realized there's two 29s. That's actually, I'm going to admit in 2019, that's my fault and may be the last mistake I make this year. Can you find the second 29? Okay, do I need to send it back? It's a headline. I see that I sent 229. Sorry, folks, to figure this out while we're live on the air. But, all right, sorry, folks. I got to send this really quick. Stay with me. I have such a great flow going this morning. And let's see. All right, hold on, folks, please. This will be worth it. I was building up to the decade. No, I couldn't get it correct. So here it is, number 29. Let's name it whatever you want. 29B, but there it is. I think I sent it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you. All right, folks. So the decade is gone. And my hope this year is that you will pay attention. And you know, you hear the sensational stories of Obama and Michelle, and they'll tell you that they had a decade, they had 8 years, a scandal-free White House. We can get into all that. Like, I understand, I get it. I get Susan Rice, I get the IRS, I get the FBI, I get James Comey, I get it, I get John Brennan. clapper, okay? But all these things go on and nobody digs the surface. And go ahead and put that up when you got it, okay? Why China is taking over Africa's resources one country at a time. Look this up. Look at what happened in Barack Hussein Obama's administration, folks. Look at it. Look what happened. Now, why do they yell Russia 7 days a week? Why do they yell Vladimir Putin? Now, Russia moved into Crimea. Crimea, yes. You have your news networks bogged down with Ukraine, Russia, and Kim Jong-un. And they bypass what Obama has let go and what has happened in this world. You will live. If you do not keep Donald Trump as president of the United States, I will guarantee you, you're getting ready to live in a different kind of world. You don't know the amount of natural resources that we have to extend out and ask China to buy because they've cornered the world's market. Oh, absolutely. The trade war. You see the trade war that the media keeps trying to put you in fear of? Oh, that's nothing. Nothing at all. They want you to be fearful of this trade war. And it may cause you not to be able to buy your Christmas gift. Did you hear any complaining? Do you remember the tariffs, the NBC? They should go to jail, these journalists. Or these people. They should. I'm sorry. Oh, you want a jail journalist? No. I want the people that should be in jail go to jail. I mean, these are the people that told you that you were not going to get a Barbie doll, you were not going to get your iPhones. Let me tell you something. When we did the Christmas Clash, all right, I was thinking to myself, because every basketball team, and these are young teams, these are 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 7th grade and 8th grade. And these kids come up for an interview. As soon as they're done winning their game, they come up. I spoke to probably 20 different teams. Who wants to tell me what you got for Christmas? I didn't have a single kid that didn't get something very expensive. I got new AirBuds. I heard those AirBuds are $400. I got a new iPhone 11. I got these new sneakers, $123. I was like, whoa, all right? But you remember what they were telling us about the tariffs. Trump's going to put tariffs in place just in time for Christmas. It will cost the blah, blah, blah consumers X. The fear to crumble you over Chinese tariffs. Let me tell you something. Trump has to deal with China. I am so damn tired of hearing Russia. Yes, Vladimir Putin's a bad guy. Yes, Russia is not a good place, okay? They're bad people. Bad guy, done, got it. We got it. We know we have to deal with it. But why won't the media come and tell you that Donald Trump is the only one right now in the world that's dealing with the Chinese? Donald Trump doesn't kiss ass. I mean, President Xi or whatever his name is, Ching Chang, whatever the hell his name is. Trump doesn't kiss ass, man. He's like, look, trade is going to change. Intellectual property. Do you think Trump met with Tim Cook at Apple? Now, Tim Cook doesn't come out and say anything publicly because he doesn't want to nosedive the stock with a bunch of liberal whack jobs that come out and say they're going to boycott Apple. But Tim Cook and these CEOs know the only safeguard to their intellectual property is Donald J. Trump. He is the only one standing up to China. Barack Hussein Obama. Now, let me just say this. This is the kindest thing. This is absolutely the nicest thing I could ever say about Barack Hussein Obama. He didn't do it by himself, folks, and it didn't all happen when he got in office, okay? The Bushes. My aunt liked to say them Bushes. The Bushes. Starting back to, they sold us out to China a long time ago. Now, I don't want to get anybody upset, but, you know, George W., do you miss me now? No. No. They sold us out. It was sitting there perfect. Barack just didn't want to bother anybody. China, look at this. The new imperialism, folks. Africa is on the cusp of a new period in its history. Its renaissance. Freed from centuries of colonialism and neo-imperialism, Africa has the opportunity to become a center of economic might to provide prosperity to the continent's growing population. Yet, at present, Africa unfortunately faces new dangers. Chinese, Jack. The risk of falling under control of China, largely through Chinese economic investments and loans. The People's Republic of China has long supported African states since the Chinese Communist Party came into power under Mao. The Chinese are in Africa getting water, drilling water. The Chinese are in Africa building schools. The Chinese are in Africa building power plants. The Chinese are in Africa and they are trading, getting Africa into the next century with the things they need: food, water, schools, power, lights, all those big things. But China's taken over all the resources. Nobody talks about that. Nobody. I'm serious. That really angers me when we talk about Trump. Every time I hear Russian collusion, delusion, and I hear Putin, and I hear Crimea, and I hear Ukraine, all right? The only damn thing these people could say on TV when it comes to China is tariffs and how Trump is going to nosedive the economy. Look at number 37. This is a real simple picture, okay? Where are they coming out? I don't want to put my time into this. Number 37, right, is the most admired man, all right? That's not 37? I don't want a video. Holy smokes. I think they're doing it on purpose, folks. They like to get me riled up. I can't see in the room.
It's the last show of the year, so
it's the last show of the year, right? Exactly.
I can.
Holy mackerel, Batman. All right, most admired man. The one in the blue tie, let's describe him, all right? He just sit on his ass for 8 years. All right, now we know Comey, I know Clapper, I know that, I know the corruption. But the guy over here in the red tie says, get the hell out so I can get America back. So I'm serious. What did the guy, number 30. That's not number 30. Oh, same problem as last time. All right, so let me send you that. How did I double up these numbers?
Because it's the last show of the year and you were sitting on the couch all morning?
Okay. Number 30. All right, just call this 30B. I just sent it to you. All right, so 10 years go by. I just want to go with this, and then we'll get to the fairies and the gays and all that stuff and the transgenders, and then we'll get to all of that. We'll get to Jack Wilson. I want you to listen to his entire. I want you to listen. This is what really, this angers me, okay? Every time a politician sends me something that says, vote for me, I'm a true constitutional conservative, and they have a picture of their grandkid with them. Oh, my God. And they're saying, for the future of our children. Damn it. Our kids are going to live in a different world. And it's going to be a world created by China that we let happen. All right? So, number 30, 30B. Chinese threatens future, there you go, man-made islands in disputed region as tensions with U.S. escalates, okay? Now, this was in 2019, January, but this went on the whole year. Chinese China may seek to further build up its man-made islands in South China Sea if it feels the outposts are under threat, one of the country's senior naval officers said. Now, here's what happened. We won't go into that article too deep, okay? But let's go into the first number 29, the one that's an island, and then go to number 30, the pictures actually, not the headlines. So number 29 here, all right? This is a man-made island, all right? Now, Barack Hussein Obama and while Hillary was jet-setting around the world, stealing money, the Clinton Foundation, yes, absolutely, the Secretary of State, while Hillary Clinton was jet-setting around the world, stealing money, and funneling it, cleaning her cash through Ukraine, the money laundering capital probably of the world, Ukraine. China was building these islands in the South China Sea, okay? Now go to number 30. We'll show the second one. And they originally said to Barack, paraphrasing a little bit, but true. They said to Barack, oh, don't worry. We're going to dump some sand there. We're going to make an island. We're going to put palm trees. Our wealthy little Chinese people, they're going to fly down there and, drink pina coladas under an umbrella. It's nothing. No. In the South China Sea, all right, Japan's upset, Vietnam's upset, the Philippines is upset, Taiwan, okay? They're upset because Barack Hussein, why do you think you can think whatever the hell you want? But don't think for 1 minute that South Korea, Vietnam, Malaysia, okay, Taiwan, Philippines, you can keep going on. They love Donald J. Trump. Japan, oh, hell yeah, they like Donald J. Trump because they knew. See, they couldn't speak out. They can't speak out the way they want to. They do from time to time. But if they do, they risk foreign aid being lost. They risk a trade partner being lost. They risk, you going to the store and saying, well, that shirt's only $9.99. Well, it was made in Indonesia, all right? Whatever, okay? There's big risk. So they have to be careful. But those in the Pacific there, okay, South China Sea out there, they love Donald J. Trump because finally somebody's paying attention to what the hell China's doing. And for 10 years, they built these islands. Barack Hussein Obama built these islands. Allowed them, blind eye, and they are military bases, Navy, Chinese military bases. What? If you look it up, you go to Google yourself. In the last decade, you could look, go to number, I get tired of this damn impeachment, SH asterisk. Go to number 37 again, okay? The man in the red tie has got impeached. High crimes and misdemeanors, okay? Obstruction of Congress. I think we're going to impeach a president, and then don't you love hearing, I say love facetiously, don't you love it when you keep hearing them say, well, it's a matter of our national security. Well, he held up aid to Ukraine. The New York Times has a big, long expose of what they're calling the 87 days or whatever of the money from Ukraine being held up, what all took place. Now, why didn't they do that, the New York Times and the Washington Post, over these islands? Why are they not highlighting Africa and the Chinese? Why? Now, you want to talk about a matter, every one of these pieces of SH asterisk 4, let me get the rolling back here, number 4, every time this piece of crap gets on TV, number 4, there's Googly Eyes, okay? Every time Googly Eyes gets on TV and his friends, okay, number 3, this piece of crap, I'm sorry, just the way I feel. Don't you get, it's a matter of our national security. Donald Trump just put our national security was at risk. Let me show you what your national security is at risk at. Number 30, the picture. Yeah, number 30, the headline. 30B, right? Number 29B, the headline. See, that's a matter of national security. Okay? It's 29. You got that one? B? All right? That's really a matter of national security. So, number 37, when you look, and they're asking about the most admired man, as you can see, the one on the my right in the blue tie, all right, he's trying to explain himself. And Trump's saying, I wish you'd shut the hell up and get out of here because I know what's in front of me, the disaster you're leaving. That's the decade in rear view mirror. Your future in 2020, which I like the glasses, needs to be in the guy in the red tie that understands the threats out there. Well, hell, put it up. There you go. Why China is taking over Africa's resources one country at a time. Back to Trump number... there you go, 37. And there you go. You better hope in 2020 that we don't have some weird wacko like Joe Biden. All right, look, I'm going to take a break. When I come back, this guy right here, number 20, all right, Jack Wilson, I think it's his name. And here's what I want to talk about when I get back, all right? I just want to say, you know, in 2019, everybody's going to lay on a couch and watch every friggin' whack, the top 100 songs of 2019, all kinds of crazy ass stuff today. I just wish for one day somebody would wake up and realize that every time they say Trump in a matter of our national security, impeachment, Robert Mueller, James Comey, Russia, Ukraine, and North Korea, that just somehow the media could get China in. See, the media tells us, Chuck Todd told us that we like to hear a lie. And number 17, this is how it gets started. I watched this Sunday, I didn't talk about it yesterday, right? Chain of intentional bad information. We'll be back right after these messages.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
All right, folks. I'm actually upset I didn't make the list. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I can't get into any tirades and rants and everything in this second hour. I got a lot to do, but I did not bring this up yesterday, and I almost did. But 706-889 is our number. chief@veterannews.com is our email address. So Sunday, I watched the Sunday shows, and just to see if they would try to make up some news. NBC, Chuck Todd, what a piece of garbage. He did a whole hour on the truth versus lies. How did we get, Chuck Todd looked at the camera and he's seriously, how did we get from believing a lie is the truth? Now, he spent the entire show, I'm upset I didn't make the list. Let's go to number 17. And he spent the entire show trying to create the narrative that no matter what I do, no matter what Rush, no matter what we do in any way whatsoever, we're lying to you. Now, in the hour, no way did they get Media Matters, no way did they get any of George Soros's liberal left-leaning websites, none whatsoever. They did not discuss a lie in any way whatsoever where the left is concerned. But this is the chain of intentionally, okay? Now, I've read a headline that said a lawsuit may be in the making, and this is what they called, Chuck Todd, the chain of intentionally bad information, because you're idiots. Now, I'm sorry to call you that, but you are. According to the elite media, these elite people, okay, that go to Christmas parties, go to dinner parties, they're one cut above you and I. They're different. They're better, okay? Seriously. And they wonder why we don't like them. They wonder why we don't trust them. Now read the headline, chain of intentionally bad information. And what they say is like 4chan. Now, do you know what Reddit is? Okay, there's 4chan. We'll leave it alone. You got to look that up. So they're saying what will happen is 4chan on Reddit will send it out. There'll be something posted on there about something. Next thing you know, somebody sends it over to InfoWars, and they start talking about it. And then it gets over to the Gateway Pundit, which I read every day, the Gateway Pundit. And then it gets over to the Drudge Report. It finds itself on top of the Drudge Report. About that time, Rush Limbaugh thinks there's something to it because it's come from, look at the chain, they say. So Rush Limbaugh thinks there's something there, and he talks about it. So Fox News thinks, well, I guess if Rush is talking about it, we need to cover it. And then it hits Facebook. Really? We are idiots? Really? And one of the biggest, one thing they wanted to bring up is this I got to get the headline here so I know who it is. Hold on, it won't take but a second. I guess I don't have it right here like I thought. Let's see, transgender, China. Is it there it is. It's called CrowdStrike, Ukraine, and the DNC server. So, they call that one of the top conspiracies of last year. But you and I both know, well, we know a couple things. We know Seth Rich is dead, right? Seth is dead. And the guy's dead. He's a DNC staffer that was working, was it 2015? I mean, in the last 10 years, okay? And he's a DNC staffer. He was walking home from a bar. He was killed. Nothing was taken. His wallet wasn't taken. Anything out of his wallet didn't seem to be missing. House keys, car keys. Did not seem to have anything missing, but maybe what we would call maybe the flash drive. I mean, you think it's a movie? I don't know, but the kid is dead, okay? Big Bernie Sanders supporter working at the DNC. Now, when the DNC server, they found out it was hacked, remember, they could call this chain of intentional bad information, and they could say CrowdStrike, okay? But you remember when the FBI knocked on the door of the DNC? It said, okay, we have a report of a crime. Ma'am, there's been a report of a crime. Yes. Can we get some information, please? And when was the last time you saw the server? And where was it at? And are those wires hanging in the wall? Is that where the server was? Yes. So what we're doing is we're just here to believe that you had a server and you had stuff on it and people took it. Yes. We got it, man. We're the FBI. We will crack this case. Oh, can we see the server? No, we got to cover. So my understanding, FBI has never seen the DNC server. And Trump's just saying, hey, why don't we find out with CrowdStrike Ukraine and what really happened? So this is put up. Listen to the discussion of these elite journalists. These people are a little better than you and I in the flyover states. Play the video, Lonnie.
To address what I think is an ecosystem problem, at least on the right. I want to put up something that my colleague Ben Collins put here. It's a bit of an ecosystem here. He'll say, you'll get something starts on 4chan, there's the subreddit of Trump, InfoWars might pick it up, then it starts inching into the mainstream. Gateway Pundit might just say, oh, what's this about? Then it gets to Drudge, might have a provocative headline link. Rush might say it in his fun little way. Then it does make its way into Fox News, and then, of course, your Facebook feed. How do you create more accountability in the conservative ecosystem for basically dealing with propaganda?
Well, it's hard work. I mean, I think it begins by trying to instruct young conservatives in the canons of journalism, mainly empirical verification, right? And this, I think, the distrust of institutions that's long-standing among conservatives has led many of them to no longer believe in the idea that you need kind of evidence in order to forward a fact, or they don't believe in certain verified sources, credentialed sources of evidence or information. They don't trust any of it. One other change that I think it makes all of this more difficult is it used to be you can go to the supermarket and you see the tabloids and you see the Weekly World News, and the alien has predicted who's going to be the president this year, and you move past it.
Right.
Maybe some people get a chuckle, maybe some people believe it, but it's a minority of the population. Today, you can't ignore it because it's everywhere. And the second you go on one of these platforms, social media in particular, you're confronted by it. Confronted by it. Confronted by it.
Conservative propaganda ecosystem. We're in an ecosystem. We get our information from UFOs. Yes, UFOs have been landing and sending messages through 4chan. And it gets all the way right here, and I bring it to you. Whoa! No, nothing on Soros. Nothing on how many funds he has backed, candidates he has backed. Nothing on the disinformation at all where Democrats are concerned. Nothing. But that is your mainstream media. Now, I want to switch. I wanted to play that for a reason. Now, I want to switch to this guy right here. Let's go to 20. Let's change. Let's talk about the church shooting, okay? And, all right, let's talk about the church shooting. And let me pull it up here. I had it here just a minute ago. All right, we're not doing that one yet. We're doing, where is it at? Anyhow, this is Jack Wilson. All right. Now, Jack Wilson, okay. Let me pull this up real quick. I had him here just a minute ago. This is an American hero. All right. Texas hero Jack Wilson. Now, this is the guy that stepped up, and he is the head deacon on the security team. He's the deacon in charge of the church security. Okay. Now, a couple questions I have. First of all, we're always hearing the liberal left yell, and I'm serious, they yell that you and I don't want to discuss common sense gun solutions. That's what they say. To violence, gun violence, which we've always talked about. Guns are not violent. People are, okay? But the left always yell at you and I and want to talk about common sense legislation to prevent gun violence. That's what we hear, okay? We know the schools are gun-free zones, okay? We know now publicly some schools that if you go, you know teachers have a gun now, okay? Several school systems in Georgia. Now, the state of Georgia, so you may know this, has allowed schools, Fannin being one. I'm not for sure Gilmer has, but I think Pickens has also done it. But I know Fannin, but several school systems in Georgia, the state of Georgia, your school is allowed to craft their own school security plan. All right? So when your children go to school, what you should do is you should ask every school system, go ahead and ask, what is your school security plan? Okay? School system security plan, I'd like to see it. All right? What's in place? Now, most of the schools now have school resource officers. Now, I like that on one thing, but I don't like the schools having their own law enforcement, and we could discuss that at a different time, because there's things that the law is broken at schools, but by time somebody's called in between the school resource officer, the principal, and the teacher, they dilute usually the case to the point it can't be prosecuted. Oh yeah, don't you think there's not things in school that have to be prosecuted and they're not being prosecuted because the schools don't want it out? That's another direction. But some schools have chose, for the most part, school resource officers. On top of that, some school systems allow teachers to have a gun and they're trained and you never know who the teacher is. So a teacher, for example, my understanding in Fannin County, the state of Georgia allowed that. Fannin County, a teacher can volunteer for the program. A teacher has to go through a certain amount of training to be in the program. And then at that time, it's supposed to be anonymous, that you never know who the teacher is that has a gun in the school. So school shootings in some areas are, I don't want to say non-existent and can happen, but there's deterrence in place. Remember, most of the mass shootings, all right, there's a couple good things that really took place here. It's sad there's 2 people dead. I mean, I'm serious. It's very sad too. But a couple good things, because what has been, all right, what has been the easy targets, the soft targets? Remember Dylan Roof? Is that the kid in South Carolina? Went to a Bible study, sit there for how long or whatever? It got up and murdered those poor people, or what? Is the only thing you remember out of that is Barack Obama singing Amazing Grace? What the hell's wrong with you damn people, okay? But you remember that? All right. Then you have the other church shooting. Now we're going to bypass Waco, where Janet Reno and Bill Clinton have still hold the record. You know, Waco, Texas, a religious organization, a church, okay, the Branch Davidian or whatever, where Janet Reno and Bill Clinton still hold the record of mass murder in a church. But anyhow, what was the other church? Is it earlier this year in Texas, 26 dead? So the good thing that took place here is soft targets, you know, gun-free zones. These mental people feel that churches are soft targets, schools are soft targets, okay? But this man here alone, now there's others all across this country that are silent heroes. You sit in church every Sunday with some silent heroes across this country. But Jack Wilson here has changed the whole, boom, mindset. Don't come in our church, baby. It's exposed now, okay? There's millions of people that did not know until yesterday before I told them, or you found out. I will tell you something. Ask your pastor if it's not impossible. I mean, it's virtually impossible. Maybe somebody, but it's impossible to get insurance on your church now without your church security plan. I've been in the meeting. I was in a meeting after a church shooting in South Carolina. Boom. Insurance company said, hey, you don't have a church security plan. And they did not say, insurance companies did not say, hey, if you have people with guns in the church, your insurance is going to go up. It reduced the insurance. And you put, almost every church in the United States now has, this guy's a deacon in the church. I was attending a church, I won't mention the church or the deacon for their security reasons, but I was in a meeting where men appointed a deacon that had the training to be the head of security for the church. I was in a meeting where we stood in the back of the sanctuary and we looked at all the exits and entrances and where somebody could come in and, you know, where we would not know somebody, right? Let me tell you something on Sunday morning, I'll get past this. The men and women, could be some women too, okay, they can shoot, that are greeting you as you come into church are probably, some of them are there and trained to look for suspicion. Now, it's sad that we're in a church. We talk about hate crimes. You know what? We talk about hate crimes. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me switch to something because I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down the abortion line. So one of the arguments is legislating morality, okay? Legislating morality. Legislating no abortions. Legislating, you know, no beer selling across the street from the church. Legislating, you know, no Sunday sales years ago of alcohol. Legislating no peep shows only in certain parts of town or whatever. We tried prohibition. Legislating morality. You'll get the argument it doesn't work. But do you notice that the same nature inside us, where you have morality, you have evil. Where you have morality, you have hate. But the same people that say we can't legislate morality want to legislate hate. Every time you hear a hate crime, they want to legislate it. How are you going to legislate hate? How do you legislate evil? Without discussing the deterioration of our social fabric, our moral social fabric in this country. How do you do it? You can't. All the politicians want to do is run and say this is an act of domestic hate, terrorism, and we're going to look at it and pass a law. Right? So Jack Wilson said all across this America very loudly that common sense gun legislation saves lives. And they don't know what to do with it. Now, it's about 4 minutes long. I want you to meet the man if you haven't. You're going to enjoy it. Let's play his interview. Do you have his interview? Yeah, let's play it, okay?
He was right behind him to his right about 4 feet. I was standing to Richard's right about another 6 feet when the individual got up, produced a shotgun, shot Richard, because Richard and I were both drawing our weapons at the same time, which is shown on the live stream. Then he shot Richard, then shot, Tony Wallace. And at that point, I didn't have a clear shot because people were standing up. I finally got, about a second later, had a clear shot, and I took the shot. The shooter went down. Went over to cover and pulled the shotgun away from his body. And then, other people that are armed in the church that are part of the security team, came forward, to help, in case he did try to get up, which he did not.
Sir, how did you know that he was potentially...
He had on a fake beard and a fake wig with a toboggan on his head and wearing a long coat. From where I was standing, I could see his right hand at all times, pretty much at all times. Could not see his left hand. And apparently, with the shotgun he had, which was a 18-inch, a short barrel, 12 gauge, with a pistol grip on it, which is a legal firearm, he, had it evidently in his pocket. I don't know this for fact. Evidently in his pocket and underneath his armpit, underneath the, the long coat. I know he discharged 2 rounds and possibly a 3rd round as he was going down, because the 1 round went towards the front of the sanctuary. After he shot Richard and Tony, he went and started towards the front of the sanctuary, and that's when I, was able to engage him, and I fired 1 round.
You had eyes on him the moment he walked in the door?
Sir, from the time he walked in the door, we had eyes on him, both physical eyes and cameras.
Are you processing this? I mean, what are you thinking, or is it just instinct? You see a weapon and you draw yours?
My training, says that if I see a weapon, especially in that scenario, because that is my job, I am the deacon in charge of security at the church. And the people that were on the security team, we have spent, numerous hours training and working on, just this type of scenario, hoping it never happens. And those people who have known me and been in my classes know from, the past, you train, but you hope you never have to go to that extreme. But if you do, your training will kick in, and that was evident yesterday.
You mentioned that you took a pause because there were people in the area.
And there were people in front of me between the shooter and myself trying to get, because the chaos that erupted when he shot the first time, some of the people stood up and were trying to get in the way. I had to wait just a second because the whole thing was less than 6 seconds from start to finish. And, that was, I had to make sure I didn't hit it, someone, a member there, as they were right in front of me.
And at any point, did you want to go check on Tony and Richard? You've talked about them right now. It sounds like they were friends.
Because other people were already coming in to check on them, my goal was to make sure the shooter didn't get up. And, when I went over to cover him, I wanted to make sure that he was not going to get up. So that was my focus.
When you approached him, I'm sorry. No worries. When you approached him, did he say anything? Did he do anything?
There was no verbal communication out of him whatsoever at that point. He was down, he was bleeding profusely from his head, and the only movement was, just body twitching, which, happens, when someone is in that condition where they're about to die.
The rounds that put him down were yours.
Yeah, there was only one. I only fired one round, and it was, the only shot I had, which, was a headshot. Which, in my classes I teach not to take headshots, but that was.
American hero Jack Wilson, but let me just, I wanted to play the whole thing because it's not till close to the end where, they had him talk about what kicked in, all right? And he let you know his training kicked in. Now, let me just say something here, okay? Picture this church. Now, change Jack to a teacher and change the parishioners there in the church to students, okay? Are kids not worthy of defense, okay? Now, as sad as it is, nobody ever wants to talk about it in the media. If you have a choice, as sadly to put it, of 26 young kids dead at a school, okay? You remember the school up in Connecticut, Newtown? Was that Newtown? But what do you want? A choice, if your choice, sadly to say, pick 2 kids dead or 26. I'm sorry, you're going to have to say 2. Sad, but true, okay? Every time we talk about our children in schools, all right? Our children, what do we hear about the teachers? They are there to teach. That's what they're there for. You got it. Jack goes to church every Sunday to worship. He's a deacon. He's there to worship, okay? He is there on Sundays to worship. His last intent on Sunday morning. All right, and I'll say this, you prepare your heart on Saturday night to worship on Sunday, and you want to get up on Sunday and be clear of thoughts. You don't want to talk about impeachment. You don't want to talk about nothing because you're going to go worship. It's not about you, okay? Let me not get started. Don't let me start on churches and it being about you. But you go to worship. Jack goes to worship every Sunday morning. Jack doesn't want to go and shoot anybody. Jack doesn't want to have to look around the church and identify somebody. He doesn't want to have to do that. He just wants to worship. But the world we live in has caused Jack to take some responsibility, right? And be trained and accept. Jack accepted the position of deacon in charge of the church security team. And he was well trained. This lasted 6 seconds. And he said, when it happens, your training will kick in. But no, will we have liberals say proof? Will they listen to proof that guns save lives? See, violence is not guns. It's people violence, period. You have a machete in New York going after Hasidic Jews and a gun in a church in Texas. Both of them have evil people. Evil. Regardless the weapon. So the violence is within us, not a gun. Guns save life. Jack's a hero. What will liberals do with that? And I'm going to tell you something. You better get ready because I don't want to say I didn't see this coming, but Virginia is about to erupt. The state of Virginia will erupt. I predict in 2020 Trump will win in a landslide in Virginia. A landslide. It'll be a blowaway. After election night in 2020 in Virginia with Ralph Northam, I think after 2020, that night they will be talking about could Virginia ever go back blue. They may not call Virginia the blue state they once did after Trump gets done. God, the number of changes. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to go quickly. I love the guy up in New Hampshire. Joe's having trouble going through New Hampshire. He's been called Quid Pro Joe, a pervert, a little everything. We're going to look at that, and we want to run through some pictures of 2019. So take a break. We'll be right back. Don't miss the last 30 minutes of our last show in 2019.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Dave Chevy in Jasper makes the holidays bright. And during the 2019 model year end clearance sale, the savings are huge. Like over $11,000 off 2019 Silverado crew cabs, or more than $6,500 off 2019 Chevy Colorados. 'Tis the season of giving, and we're giving you thousands off every Chevy during the 2019 model year end clearance at Dave Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Dave Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Okay, we have 30 minutes, and I'm not telling this I'm not saying this to you, the audience. I'm saying this to Lonnie. Lonnie, pay attention. We're going to have to roll with numbers, okay? So I'm warning you right now, there's going to be some flying on the numbers. Try to stay up. Number 15. See, what'd I tell you? I told him we were going to fly. If it's going to take that long. Anyhow, so, hey, I got to get it out now because I have promised in 2020 things are going to be different, okay? Number 15, that's Joe Burrow, right? Burrow, whatever. LSU quarterback. Burrow. Thank you, Lonnie. Burrow, right. Joe Burrow, there you go. Threw 7 touchdowns, ran for 1, Heisman Trophy winner, tenacious defense, LSU, coach to go with it. I mean, there's not a missing part on that team. Amazing. Okay? I think they're unstoppable, but, number 16, they're 25-0, right? I mean, here is Clemson is 25-0, and here's Trevor Lawrence kicking it up for what, 60 or 65-yard touchdown run from Cartersville, Georgia? So look, here's the thing, all right? I don't want anybody upset. Bill, if you're watching, don't get upset. I know you're LSU. I absolutely love the LSU team and said over and over, and you're tired of it. I said it early in the year when they played Texas and went on the road. I said they're for real. They are for real. Now, let's go to Clemson, okay? They had a heart-stop game up there against UNC in the ACC, okay? I heard, here's the thing, okay? I went to 2 stores yesterday to do some shopping. And between one phone call and bumping into 3 people, I had this conversation over and over. Now, Clemson, number one, to me, number one is, if you're number one and you have not been beaten, you're number one. So, you know, I obviously, the college is not the same as, you know, it doesn't matter what your record is in the NFL, you're the reigning Super Bowl champions, okay? These guys are the number one team in the nation, won the national championship last year. I love when somebody tells me that, and I'm at a loss here, so you're going to have to do your own research later, but you do want to look this up. I'm at a loss here. Well, they're in the ACC, all right? I love when I hear they're in the ACC. Okay, they're in the ACC. They haven't played anybody, okay? If you're going to call Ohio State nobody, okay, fine. All right, they haven't played anybody. They're in the ACC. A lot of people go back to that game where they won by 1 and North Carolina, I think, went, the Tar Heels went for 2 and missed it because if memory serves me right in that game, the Tar Heels had a chance to tie and kick and tie, but they went for the W, if I remember right at the end. And so Clemson comes up with a 1-point win over UNC, which UNC could have tied it, but the guy was gutsy. Go look at the coach, the head coach for UNC, I forget his name, and do your research today how many programs he's turned around and put into competitive UNC, you better watch them in the ACC with this guy. Go do your research, I don't know. So, what say you? I told you yesterday, I've got to go with Clemson for a couple reasons, okay? One, Trevor Lawrence, right there. 2, Dabo Swinney. All right, let me go. 1, Dabo Swinney. 2, Trevor Lawrence. I had the opportunity to watch that young man in full stride come on my side of the sideline. I had an opportunity to watch him play at Cartersville from the sideline on his sophomore, junior, and senior year. Amazing. I watched him throw to some real weapons down at Cartersville. And when I'm watching him on Saturday or in these big games right here, I see, it's not I dislike the guy, but I see a Peyton Manning, okay? I see a Joe Montana. You see, what happens here is you get so many. Now, Joe Burrow, great guy, And I think he'll have success in the NFL, but you get all too many of these quarterbacks in college that go to the NFL and they don't get surrounded by front line, they don't get surrounded by running backs, they don't get surrounded by, the good weapons of receivers, and then all of a sudden you say, what happened? So this guy right here, I think is, I'm going with Clemson, but I will say, Clemson cannot wait 8-10 minutes into the game for their defense to show up because it will be too late. Their defense was amazing in the second half. Clemson was amazing defense, but that defense will have to be from the kickoff. All right, let's get off that. What say you? Now, I want to go through this one more time. This is where it's going to be fast, Lonnie, okay? Give me number 1. Almost half. Now, I want you to build this visual in your brain. Almost half, 47%, of the unsheltered homeless people in the United States of America today are found in California. Almost half found in California. One state. Where do I get this information? Number 2. It's the report. The Executive Office of the President of the United States, the state of the homeless in America. Who's in charge of that report? Ben Carson, right? Actually, homelessness is going down. Poverty is going down. Welfare, we'll call it welfare, people that receive welfare or any services is going down because of the economy, and there's not the need for it. It actually looks like it's growing, but that growth is in places like California, San Francisco, LA. But this is where you can find this report. Now let's just go through a couple famous Californians that instead of impeaching and Russian collusion and trying to figure out how to make illegals in the country, the dreamers, as they call them, legals, and one thing after another. Maybe if they focused on their states. Here's one, number 3. Let's just look. California, you saw the report. Let's go to number 4 there. Googly Eyes, he's from California. There's old Leather Mitt, number 5, for a face. Catcher's Mitt, California. Here's a guy, number 6, California. Number 6, I don't want to go in a row there because I think what he said this morning, let's see, instead of being concerned about the people that are sleeping on the streets in his state, feces, disease, read the reports of what possible outbreaks can happen in California due to the homeless that could we could hear across this country, okay, a plague could break out because of these people. Let's go to 32. Let's switch to Eric. Eric Swalwell, we must hold Trump accountable for embracing anti-Semitism. This guy is a no good piece of crap. Okay? Donald Trump grandchildren are Jewish, you dumbass. His son-in-law's Jewish. His daughter, Jewish. You dumbasses. There's not one single thing that Donald J. Trump has done that shows anything, even this much, of being anti-Semitic. From refusing to unconditionally condemn the 2017 neo-Nazi rally at Charlottesville to accusing American Jewish Democrats of disloyalty. He told American Jewish Democrats, if you keep voting for Democrats, President Trump has tactically or explicitly empowered extremism in ways not seen in generations. Number 33. Okay? This isn't happening in a vacuum. It's happening as President Donald Trump and his allies dabble in hate-baiting propaganda. Let's go back just to number 1 really quick. Maybe we should send this to Eric. 47% of the unsheltered people, which I don't understand why people are unsheltered in America going to 2020. I do not understand, Eric, why they're living in tents. But our homeless are found in California. So number 6, instead of trying to figure out how to blame Donald Trump for a wacko black guy that wielded a machete in a Hasidic Jew neighborhood, maybe you should think about your state. You're a representative. Here's another piece of garbage from California, number 7. Okay. They're all in fear of our democracy, the pillars of our democracy crumbling. All in fear. And how our national security is at risk. Here's another piece of crap from California, number 8. One more piece of crap from California, number 9. Just showing a couple of those pieces. This is some of the piles of excrement or whatever, feces, or SH asterisk asterisk on the sidewalk in California. Here's another one, number 9. Oh, how about this guy, number 10? And what about a senator? Why, there's Carmel. I do it on purpose, number 11, Carmel Harris. And I'm for sure the 86-year-old Senator Dianne Feinstein, one-time mayor of San Francisco, number 12, is saying, hey, Christine Blasey Ford, I don't have time to help you make up this story against Brett Kavanaugh because, let me just show you. You can go look all day long. Let's just look at number 38. Yeah, walk past that in the morning, right? And number 39. So next time it's a matter of national security, and next time it's a matter, read the report on your state. It's the socialist mecca of the world. Now I want to tell this quick story why I have this up, okay? Let's just put googly eyes up. That'll scare people. Number 4. All right. Now, while you're doing this, now I spent a couple hours here at the office yesterday with a lady concerning some things we're going to be doing in 2020. And you know, I don't ask people's age, but we started talking about kids, and she shared with me, and I started sharing some. Guess what happened? I shared a couple of my political views. Yeah. Hey. Is that a shocker? So anyway, during the course of the conversation, when we wrapped up after a couple hours of meeting, we started talking about kids, and this person says to me, and she's from Georgia here, said, you know what? My 23-year-old daughter in 2015 campaign was all out Bernie Sanders. She had not had a job yet, all out Bernie Sanders. She was feeling the burn. Everything was Bernie Sanders. Bernie was the future of this country. All right? Socialism, Bernie, that was it. That's all you heard from my daughter. She said she got a job. And she came home and went off on her paycheck about taxes. And then she got a second job because she wanted to. You know, you're hearing Democrats lie to you and say what? They're saying Americans are having to work 2 and 3 jobs. You do know some Americans want the second job. You do know some Americans take the first job for X bills and then go get the second job and put it in a fund for that special thing they always wanted to do, whatever. Not everybody's forced to, some do. But anyhow, the lady says to me, she says, then she's got a job, she's an Uber driver. And she said she's making pretty good money, really good money, because she's in a market where she can make money. And the lady said she came home one day, her 23-year-old daughter, remember in 2015 was feeling the burn, Bernie Sanders, everything. And she said, Mom, I pick up these socialist kids all day long, and they are socialist, and they tell me why socialism is great, and they tell me why Bernie Sanders is great, and I just drive them, listen, and say, give me your money. And I thought that was great, man. From 23 in 2015, Bernie Sanders supporter, to being now, she did not say she was a Donald Trump supporter, but she said my 23-year-old daughter now is become a fiscal conservative. And I love that story, from Bernie Sanders to fiscal conservative, and usually that's what happens when you start thinking about giving people your money. All right, so, hey, what happened to this, number 23? Although this picture, Remember this picture, number 23? Was this the one that the media lied about? It said kids in cages, but we found out actually this picture, these kids were in cages when Obama was president. What happened to all those kids in cages? Are they still there? What's going on? What happened to number... You remember this year? Remember when this guy didn't wash his dirty socks and they arrested him? What was his name? Number 25. Julian Assange. Remember that? He was held up in the Ecuadorian embassy or consulate in the UK, right? And they cut a deal to get him out. Let's go. Remember they said, well, he wouldn't pick up his socks. I'm serious. Look at the... Oh, well, he became... His hygiene just went downhill. He wouldn't pick up his socks. We'd go in there and his socks stunk. We said, got to go, man. Number 26, Julian Assange. Remember that? You remember when this guy, number 28, do you remember when he did not hang himself? Do you remember when Epstein did not commit suicide? Dr. Bodden said that the rope wasn't consistent with a suicide, the way the bones were fractured or whatever. You remember the guards that just decided, oh, this is a federal penitentiary lockup, and we have public enemy number one, a piece of pedophile piece of crap. But we're going to sleep. And we're going out for pizza. Jeff, you want pizza? Hey, I got you a slice. Oh, hell, he's dead. Remember that? And then remember this lady here. Is her name number 27? Is it Giselle Maxwell? I know Maxwell, but this is the woman that Epstein used to bring in all the young girls, Prince Andrew. Oh, Bill Clinton flew 29 times, something like that, on the Lolita Express, okay, to Pedophile Island. Yeah. You remember when he just, in 2019, if you can stop and think, remember when he did not kill himself? I remember that. Let me look at this. Let's see what else I have. I had all the pieces of crap from California. All right, let's have a little fun to round out the year. We're not done, but let's play. Now I have 3 videos, I think. Let's play. I got that one. Wait a minute. We played that one. Let's play the one. There's 3 videos. Okay. So let's play the first one. This Joe Biden's having trouble in New Hampshire. Okay. Because people are showing up at these little school events. Joe's going to schools with like 300 people. They're putting 300 people together, and a couple people are getting in. So here's one. The truth is going to come out, buddy. Let's go with that one. You see that Twitter video? It says, is it...
That's okay. Hey, this is not a Trump rally. Okay. Oh. All right. I agree with you, man. I agree. Nice talking to you. All right. Well, you know, this is a democracy. Well, I hope it does. I hope it does. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Okay. Okay. Folks. Look, this is, we all know.
All right, let's go right down. These are these little clips. I want to have some fun because Joe, when is Joe going to really lose it in the next one? Because here is the same one. Let's go to the second one, all right? The one right under there, it's a lady.
You touch kids on video and women. We don't need another old white man running for president. It's time to You don't touch kids ever again. Don't touch kids, you pervert. Look it up. Joe Biden, creepy Uncle Biden. Look it up. It's right there.
All right. Well, it does. I hope it does. Let it go. Folks. Look, this is, we all.
All right, let's go right to the third one. There's another take on this. There's been three. Let's go to that one.
Well, wait. I released 21 years of my tax returns. Your guy hasn't released one. What's he hiding? No. Just let him go. He's an idiot. Let him go. It's okay. It's all right. It's a democracy.
So a guy in the back of the room yells, "Joe, how much did you make in Ukraine?" I don't know what you were able to hear, but I do want to say this, okay? Joe is having a rough end of the year. Joe Plugs Biden said, first of all, he would not comply with a subpoena to testify. And then all of a sudden somebody said, "Joe, do you realize that's our argument with the Republicans, is they will not comply with a subpoena?" Oh, I don't see no reason to have to, but I would not break the law. All right. Joe's having a bad end of the year. Okay, no matter what you think. Those are schools. Isn't it sad we're using our public schools? Democrats, they get a shot at the public school. Now I'm not saying it never happens, but you watch and see how many events are headed up and sent to your public school auditoriums for Republicans or conservatives. Doesn't happen like that. But Joe is hitting these public school auditoriums, and he can't put together over about 300. They put about 300. This is what Hillary was. They put about 300 liberal people out of probably the education system, the public school system in that area. And someone slips in here and there, called him a pervert. Now, you're sitting in there and you are a big blue supporter and you are going to vote Democrat, but you hear somebody yell pervert and you might go Google it. Now, let me say this, okay? I want to end the show for 2019 this way. Two more things. Number 18. Do you know who that guy is? Number 19. John Durham, William Barr. If you get a little time off, and John Durham flew, okay? All right. John Durham flew to Italy, right? We know that, don't we? We know William Barr flew to Italy, right? I'm getting to it. Hold on. I don't want to talk about Taiwan legalizing same-sex marriage. I'm not interested in that. I got it here somewhere. It's going to take me just a second. All right. Trump counter-probe descends on Rome as questions swirl around mysterious. Go to that 18. If that's 19, go 18. Just one, yeah. Around mysterious Joseph Mifsud or whatever. Okay, Mifsud. Joseph Mifsud. Trump counter dissent swirls around. Okay. New York Times. The coming and going in the Italian capital in recent weeks. Now, this is in November. This is last month. In recent weeks, read like a who's list of allies and surrogates for President Trump. Among those who have passed through Rome since August, Attorney General, go back to 19, William Barr, U.S. District Attorney, and Russiagate investigator John Durham, former Trump White House aide. Sebastian Gorka has been there. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has been there. The first son-in-law and senior president advisor Jared Kushner has been there, and his wife Ivanka has been there. Add that to the list of former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, okay, who has been to Rome, and former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, whose wife Casilla, right, is the U.S. ambassador to the Vatican. Back to 18, if that's okay. Barr went to Rome to hear a secret tape from Joseph Mifsud, the professor who helped ignite the Russian probe. Start doing some homework. I'm giving you some things to do, okay? Start doing the homework. Why are they over in Rome, right? Why? Hold on, I'm looking for another one here. All right. I thought I had, there it is. This guy here, Joseph, Joseph, Mifsud, Sud, S-U-D, I guess, all right? From 2006 to 2008, he served as the chief de cabinet of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Connection to George Papadopoulos. Connection to Stephen Rowe. Missing report. According to a filing in U.S. federal court in case Democrat National Committee versus Russian Federation in September 28, he was considered was missing, may be deceased. His whereabouts were unknown. But guess what? This guy right here, they went to, let's see if I have it here. When Attorney General William Barr showed up at the U.S. Embassy here on whatever, I mean, all the Italian words I can't pronounce right now. He had two primary requests. He needed a conference room to meet high-level Italian security agents where he could be sure no one was listening in, and he needed an extra chair for U.S. Attorney John Durham, go to 19, of Connecticut, who would be sitting in. Suppose whether they listened to a secret tape there, all right? A secret tape. Look, I'm going to end like this on 2019, all right? Give me number 31, all right? I sadly end with this because I'm going to tell you something, folks. This is sick as hell. Sick, damn it. Okay? And you need to get out there and you need to defend your schools, your communities, every single thing you can, your children, your families against this right here. This is sick as hell. Okay? And we need to put a stop to it. We need to, I don't give a daggone. All right? Transgender man gives birth after getting pregnant with female sperm donor. Reuben Sharp, 39, transitioned to a male 12 years ago, but decided he still wanted to become a parent. They're sick as hell, all right? Hey, guess what? Tomorrow will be 2020. Guess what? Got some new things going on for 2020. Now, we'll be back Thursday. We're going to be off tomorrow. Take them damn sick people down. I don't want my final words with that. Anyhow, look, for the end of the year, I want to give a big shout out to everybody, okay? I want to get a shout out to Lisa Pritchard, first and foremost, my wife, and her marketing company here within what we do and what all she has made happen this past year through the marketing of our company. I want to give a shout out to our new guy on staff. He's a new guy, but he's already bringing in a little money. He's doing a great job. Chase Farley. Want to move over to our general manager, Samantha Cates. Outstanding job, right at 3 years with the company. Big part of our growth here in 2019. I want to give a big shout out to Lonnie Adams over there driving the Starship today. He drives it on Fridays. He writes articles. Can't say enough about this guy. Want to give a big shout out to all of our friends on Friday that show up every Friday. Dr. Whaley. Dr. Whaley asked the doc, Bill Whaley. Hope he's doing well. He's getting a hip replacement, Dr. Whaley. He will not be with us this Friday. The following Friday, Dr. Raymond Tidman will be with us. Give a big shout out to the All-Star Political Panel for 2019, keeping up with things and bringing you great information and a great discussion on Friday. A lot of things you're sitting at home thinking about and talking about throughout the week. They covered Jane Whaley, Rick Gluckert, and Bruce Conte, and from time to time, Joanne Del Planky comes up and joins us, but the All-Star Political Panel. North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director, Cameron Hall. Just a great individual, does a great job every week bringing information. Our Pet of the Week, Rena, and the entire staff from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge for our Pet of the Week every week. I mean, my list goes on with writers. Go to fetchyournews.com, check every county. I can't say enough about our Director of Sports, James Wolf. Go check Team FYN Sports on all the counties and see all the people. I don't want to leave them out. It's been a great year, 2019. We have enjoyed it. We thank you, our sponsors. We thank you, our viewers. And you know, there was a little thing on Facebook, and there's two things. I know it's 10:02 and we're going to go. But there's two things. One, I wish Facebook would do one thing this year, is they would make it impossible for you to figure out how to send me a message that you do to all your friends. You know those little video clips that you send and you could hit all friends? I wish Facebook would stop that, but okay. But the other thing is, every once in a while, Facebook shares a memory. So if you're wondering what happens in 2019, you can get up in the morning and it says, this day on this day last year or 4 years or 5 years ago, it's a memory. And yesterday, this morning I got up and my Facebook memory of the day was a little clip, a little picture of something, and it said it was my most viewed, most liked picture of the year. And it just symbolizes my life and who I am and how I was raised. And it said, when I grew up, I was taught to respect the janitor as much as I do the CEO. And that's just who we are here. I mean, we don't divide lines. We don't look at anybody different. We just don't. It's not, I won't allow it, and our staff knows it, okay? Everybody gets an equal opportunity here to do whatever, man, woman, you name it, black, white, it doesn't matter, equal opportunity, because that's how we are, okay? That's how I grew up. Not like the elite media that think they're better than you. Because let me tell you something, in 2020, I'll just say, if they think they're better than you, get away from them. Now, we'll be back Thursday morning to kick off 2020. Be safe tonight. Don't drink and drive. There are a lot of communities. All you have to do is make a phone call. If you're at a bar or party, it's already set up. Should be. Phone call. Somebody will give you a ride home. There's a lot of companies that give the free ride tonight to get you home safely. All right? Just let me say this, okay? Write your ad sober. I know it's 10:04. Sober. When you're asked